side first. Maybe if they go to that side, then they're not going to be, or at least like 3 or 4 rows up. Okay. You need to be able to get in and out of here. Yeah. And I'm just going to set this recording here. Can you just make sure like it looks in focus and things right here? And if it's not, just focus it up. I tried to do my best. Just all right? Yep.
For our last lecture today, these students have worked for the past 3.5 months to craft a speech based on a lesson that they have learned during their time here at Archbishop Williams. I could not be more proud of them. I think you'll really enjoy today's presentations, and I'm excited for you all to be here today. Thank you to the parents, to the faculty, to the staff, all of the alumni that are here today. I know a lot of you have been on this stage in the past. Today would not be possible without you guys, so I appreciate you being here today. Before we get started, I'm going to lead us in prayer. These guys are going to do a dedication, and then we will get this party rocking and rolling. Sound good? All right, perfect. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and rains fall soft upon your field. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Amen. Amen. Before we get started, you're going to do great. I need you all to take a deep breath. I love you. You're going to kick some butt today. Thanks, guys.
During our time at Archbishop Williams, we've experienced things that have changed the course of our lives.
We have found mentors and cheerleaders in the teachers in the classroom, and we have played on some of, we played sports, done plays, done tech group, and participated in masses.
We played on sports teams, scored game-winning goals, have become captains, leaders, and role models in our community.
We have learned life lessons that we will carry with us forever.
There is no denying that our school has gone through things that no school should ever have to go through.
Through everything, we are blessed to see the very best that Archbishop Williams has to offer.
We've seen love, support, and kindness from every part of our community.
We realize that we are a part of something much bigger than us.
We are a part of a family, an Archbishop Williams family.
If we have learned anything during our 4 year here, it is that our time here is limited and that life is precious.
We've learned to tell people around us we love them and to thank those around us.
We feel that it is fitting today to dedicate the last lecture to the AWHS community.
Whether you're a student, a teacher, a parent, a grandparent, a coach, an alumni, or a friend, each of you has had a part in our journey.
You cheered us on through the best times and supported us through some of the hardest times we've ever faced.
Your kindness, laughter, and love has made this school a second home for us.
You have all helped to make this place something we will never forget.
Thank you for pushing us, supporting us, and always having our backs.
We are forever grateful for the role each of you have played in our lives.
We hope you all enjoy our presentations.
We hope to make you proud today and always.
Thank you.
And you wake up and you want to cry. This is just a quote until you're standing on stage in front of the entire school giving your last lecture with only 3 days until graduation. I spent my whole freshman year wishing I could graduate. I didn't even enjoy it because I wanted it to be over so bad. My sophomore year, I transferred to Archie's and I spent my time trying to adjust to a new school and trying to make friends here. Transferring was a hard choice to make. I left behind a lot of close friends that I've had since middle school. I got so caught up in trying to adjust to everything here that I didn't have time to realize that my high school career was almost half over. Junior year flew by and I listened to people tell me to enjoy everything and that it goes by quick. I didn't believe them, but as I stand up here today, I can tell you that it does go by quick. I remember this advice clearly junior year. I sat in this seat you're all sitting in and I thought to myself, how am I supposed to enjoy my time here knowing I only have 1 year left? You just have to make the most out of everything the school has to offer. But this school is more than just a building. It's become like a second home to me. Here I found a great staff that will do almost anything for anyone and great friends that I know will last a lifetime. As I grow closer to the end of my senior year, I realized you can be friends with whoever you want. You can be friends with sophomores as a senior or seniors as a junior. Because at the end of the day, those are the friends you consider family and they're the people you'll make the most memories with. Getting older, you realize how fast moments go by and how quickly things can change. One day you could be walking down a senior hallway not knowing where you're going and not knowing anybody in it, but then in the blink of an eye, you could be one of those seniors in that hallway. When you stop and look back at everything you've done at Archie's, you realize you made a lot of memories here. No matter what grade you're in, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, you're always making memories here. Whether you go to Spain without knowing a lot of Spanish, or you get 2 flat tires on your way to school, or you get your earrings stuck in your ear, or you spill a gallon of primer on the stage at Tech, they're all memories. What are you doing to make these moments something worth remembering? So don't blink, because trust me, 4 years goes fast as anything.
His name is Andrew McDonald.
But I can already tell that my answers made a couple people upset, but I apologize, but it's not really something I regret. Now, Do What You Love is a speech that I originally wrote up, and now that I'm up here, there's something I'd like to talk a little more about. Now, 4 years I've been here. To wrap up the 4 years I've been here, in 3 minutes it's going to be tough. I don't want to leave the stage thinking that I never said enough. So let's start when I was a freshman, just a baby face. I had a wicked low GPA because my head was always so far up in space. Now, I wasn't good at sports either. I felt useless, but that all changed one day. And I came to the auditorium to help my sister build a set for the play. And I kept coming back every week. It became habitual, you could say. And I just kept my nose to the grindstone until I became tech captain in the month of May. Now, this took my life down a new path, even if it meant that I was skipping out on a bit of math. Yes, I did cut some class, but it was always something more important to me. As DJ Khaled said, it was a major key. The memories that I have in this auditorium come in tons for me. Like this one time, I jumped clean off the balcony. This other time, I was backstage. I almost got shocked, could have put me in a coma. So for my 4 years of work, Dr. B, I think I deserve a paycheck with my diploma. Back to the message, to do what you love and do it as much as possible. Grab the bull by the horns, don't let go, and then you'll be unstoppable. Rise up to challenge and do what nobody else expects, because at the end of the day, you'll be the one that everyone respects. Now, ignore what other people say. It doesn't matter. I say ignore the noise and the chatter. Now, I just hope that I gave you all something that you can talk and think about. Do what you love, nothing less. Andrew out.
Has anyone ever told you it's okay to move on? Are you afraid of moving on because you're not sure what's next? Are you stuck in the past and can't find the present? Whether it's moving on from a recent breakup, starting a new job and forgetting the old one, a loved one passing away, or as simple as it being almost time to graduate and go to college. No matter what, each and every one of our lives moves forward. We can't stop time, and we most certainly cannot go back in time. It doesn't matter if you're in 7th grade, a senior, a teacher, a grandparent, an aunt, or a coach. We all have to move on. I could share countless stories with you about all the times where I didn't want to move on, but I had to. But will that really help you? In life, you'll experience many things. For me, so far, it's been sports. I've been playing sports since I was little. Here at AWHS, I've been a 2-sport varsity athlete since the second I got here. Hockey is my main sport, has been in my life since I was born. I grew up in the rink, and it's my go-to place in a time of need. Hockey has shaped me to be the person I am today throughout all the teammates I've met along the way. Every season here, I've met so many great teammates and have had many spectacular experiences, except for tearing my ACL and missing out on my whole junior year season. But I was still around the team, so it made it that much easier to cope. The thought of never playing for AWHS again really sunk in during my first game this season. Being the senior captain and coming back from an injury felt so great that I was finally at the top of the pedestal. All I wanted to do was embrace it, not sit in sorrow all the time. I had to enjoy it. Maybe a run to the garden would have been nice, but things didn't turn out that way. Unfortunately, that's something I had to move on from. It was hard, but I could have never moved past it if I didn't accept it. There's a part of moving on that people don't understand. Yes, it's over, and you can never go back, but you have the privilege to keep all the memories that you created because memories never fade. I found myself close to the end of my senior year, and all I wanted to do was stay at AWHS forever. I had so many people telling me that I had to move on, that it was a part of life, but they never told me it was okay, and they never told me how hard it was to move on from something that you held close for so long. I was scared, and well, I still am scared. Scared of what's next because my future isn't written out and it doesn't follow certain steps. I don't want to move on because I'm comfortable where I am now. I have a ton of friends, a family that loves me, teachers that support me, and I get to play the sports that I love. But eventually, someday, all of that will become less and less. I'll lose friends, but I'll make new ones. My family will become smaller before it becomes bigger. I'll gain new experiences from new teachers, and I'm going to play sports for as long as I can, but we all know I can't forever. So yeah, it's a part of life. I have to do it, my mom and dad do it, and most importantly, you all have to do it too. Don't be scared, be excited for what's next. You can never be happy with what you have in the present if you don't keep moving. We can't touch yesterday, so why do we let it touch us? I never understood why people had to move on, because why would you want to leave something that you love so much? I guess that's the question we all have to ask for ourselves. Whether we make the choice to move on or not, or to continue to live in sorrow because we can't see past yesterday. It's better to find something and start another than to imprison yourself in hoping for the impossible. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, everyone goes through life's ups and downs, and on some of the ups, we want to stay there forever, but we can't. But you never know unless you try, and moving on is the next step to a better life that you have no idea even exists. So don't let yesterday hold you back, because there's an even better plan for tomorrow.
Throughout most of my life, I haven't faced much adversity. In fact, most of my life has been handed to me. Because of this, I consider myself lazy and unmotivated. Honestly, I don't remember the last time I went home and did homework or studied for a test. While doing the bare minimum in high school, I was still able to get good enough grades to get into all the colleges I applied to. But looking back at it, I regret it, because I can only imagine where I'd be if I only worked harder. Effort is defined as a vigorous or determined attempt, meaning you gave your absolute all to perfect something. You gotta work hard, no matter what it is you do. Whether you want to be the best student, athlete, or the best at your job, you gotta work hard. You have to have the ability to go home each day and push distractions off to the side for an extra hour. Because when you do that, and everyone else has given up on their work, you're gonna start to see yourself taking steps ahead, and that's when you're gonna find success. 30 years in high school, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to work with your teachers, your coaches, and your peers. I strongly encourage you to take these opportunities, as everyone that is willing to help you is simply trying to allow you to achieve your goals. I'll tell you my dream. My dream was to play basketball at Duke University. And if you didn't already know, that's not happening next year. But I don't have any excuses besides the fact that I was simply not good enough. I didn't spend enough time in the gym getting stronger. I didn't spend enough time in the court getting better. And that's on me. That's something I have to do. Because it's hard for me to go home and watch a college basketball game knowing that kids that I played with and against are getting the opportunity that I only dreamed of. So if you have any aspirations of playing sports at a high level, or maybe going to an amazing college, I want you to know that you can do it. Only if you're willing to work hard. Because it's hard for me to stand here and admit to you that I let my dreams slip away. Someday you might realize that you wish you could have went to a different school, or you could have played sports here and there. And in that moment, it might hit you that you didn't work hard enough. And that's not something I wish upon anyone. Because in this moment, it's hard for me, and someday it might be hard for you to accept the fact that you did not work hard enough.
There's absolutely no way you can say that I'm the same person I am today as I was 4 years ago when I walked into this school. As time comes on, everything changes. When it was time to write this speech, I felt like I had nothing significant that I could talk about. I felt like the things that I've gone through aren't significant compared to the things that other people have gone through. But I realized that these are what are important to me. And if I can help one person in here or make one person in here think, then it will all be worth it. Freshman year, I came in playing 3 sports. I was playing volleyball, hockey, and lacrosse. I loved these sports, and they helped me make some of my best friends. But as time went on, I realized that they weren't the most important thing to me. I had to make changes in my life to concentrate on what was really important to me. Going into my junior year, I went on the school service trip to Ohio. When I was there, we helped an older lady, and we helped fix her house. When I was there, I wasn't having a great time. I didn't think it was really fun. But I learned that I really enjoyed to help other people. So when I came home, I started volunteering at Social Hospital, where I realized that I want to become a nurse someday. When I started looking into nursing programs, I didn't think that my grades were where they were supposed to be to get into a program of my dreams. So I really had to buckle down and concentrate on school. Without playing these sports, I had so much extra time. I could study as much as I wanted to, and I could go to all the dance classes that I wanted to. I've been doing Irish step dancing since I was 4 years old. It is one of the most important things in my life, and it's the thing that I love the most. When I was younger, I set goals for myself. I wanted to participate in the World Irish Dancing Championships, and I wanted to recall at the regional championships. I had all this extra time, so I was able to go to all the classes that I wanted to and achieve my dreams. I would never have been able to do this without making the changes in my life. Coming into my senior year, 2 of my best friends were going off to college. I knew that everything was going to be different. I'm really thankful for it though. I've become closer with them, and I've really been able to appreciate their friendship. I've noticed the friends that I have around me, and I really love them and appreciate them. I've also realized who isn't the best of friends. But as time goes on, everything changes. I understand why people don't want to change. It's easiest to go along every day doing the same thing, never stepping out of your comfort zone. But in order to achieve the things that you want in life, you have to make the change. I promise you won't regret it.
How do you define friendship? Are the friends that you have on social media, friends that you talk to and you pass by in the hallway, they're the friends that really care about you and will always care about you. So our middle and high school years, we search for who our true friends are. Often we fake our true personality to fit into a group. I've met kids who have gone and hang around with the wrong group of people. When I was a freshman at Carver High School, the star basketball player of the varsity basketball team had it all going for him. He was in looks by colleges and had decent grades. But as the year went along, he started hanging around with the wrong group of kids. He ended up dropping out 2 weeks before graduation. This had a big impact on me and what friends can really do to you. Friends are important to us because they make us who we are. The definition of friendship is someone who has touched your heart and will stay there. Someone you care for and who cares for you. And you'll never forget them. When you look back in your high school years, you'll always remember your friends. One of my best friends once said, true friends don't have to see each other every day, but when they do see each other, it's like they've been together all along. This quote to me shows that over the next couple of years, many of us won't see our best friends from high school anymore. But when you do see each other, you can catch up on stuff that you had missed. We all have that group of friends who we can all tell our closest secrets and problems to. Those are our true friends. When I transferred here 2 years ago, I didn't think that I was going to be able to make many friends. But I can look back and say that I was wrong. Over these past 2 years, I've made many friends, especially boys basketball, that I'll be friends with for the rest of my life. Are you a leader or follower? Do you do what your friends want to do? Do what you want to do? Are they really caring about you, or are they just using you? So I encourage you to look around at your friends and ask yourself if they are truly your friends. Pick who you want to be friends with and don't let people pick for you, so know who your real friends are.
If I ever had the opportunity to redo high school, I wouldn't take back anything I did. But there are a few things I wish I had done. So don't wait. Don't wait to speak your mind, say how you feel, and do what you want. You can't wait for life to happen to you. You can't sit around expecting things to just turn around and all of a sudden have your life together. You have to do things while you still have the chance to. Waiting is a mistake. So
So do it now because it could be your last day. I'll always remember summer going into 7th grade, I was on my boat in South Carolina and there were a bunch of dolphins in the water around me. My dad kept telling me to jump off, and I was with my 2 brothers and one of my friends, and they were all too afraid to. But then I remember him saying, "Have you ever heard of a dolphin attack before?" And it made me realize I may never have another chance to do this. So I jumped off the moving boat into the water and grabbed onto the dolphin. Looking back, even though I was really afraid at the time, I know it's an experience I'll never forget. This made me realize that you can't always stay comfortable because life is uncomfortable, especially in high school. It's not perfect, and it never will be, and you never really know what to expect. When I came in freshman year, I had my sister on the same cheerleading team as me, and I was lucky because I had her to drive me around everywhere and help me to adjust to high school. I was comfortable. But once sophomore year came, she had already graduated, so I no longer had her to push me to do things or drive me around everywhere. And I couldn't do fall cheerleading because on top of already living far away from the school, I didn't have any rides anywhere. I kept putting it off, saying I'll just start it again my junior year and wait another year. When I went to my first football game, not being a cheerleader made me miss it so much. So I begged my parents to let me do winter cheerleading because I didn't want to miss out on another whole season. They let me, and even though the practices all ran really late, they never made me take the train and they drove me to every single one, so I can't thank them enough for that. Believe me when I say nothing great will come out of staying in your comfort zone and waiting for opportunities to just be handed to you. I can honestly say the things that I've accomplished that are actually worth having are the things that I worked hard to get. I've also learned that I really need to push myself to get the things that I want. The harder I push myself, the better I feel. So don't be afraid to do the things that are hard, like taking an AP class. You have to embrace all that is offered to you right now and always keep your options open. Looking back, the only time I wish I had back is the time spent on things I've come to realize mean nothing, but seemed to mean something at the time. Like popularity, who has better clothes, and boys. This year I've learned not to waste any more of my time on these things. Senior has really made me aware of the limited time I have left, and if I could go back, I would just tell myself to focus on what will really matter after I graduate. This year, I've learned not to let any more time pass in the hope of it being better in the future. Because nothing is promised. If you want something, you have to go after yourself. You have to put yourself out there. So go out instead of staying in or sit next to a stranger and just do high school things you can only get away with doing now while you're young. Personally, I'd rather do what I want and hope for the best than hold back because of the fear of it not going the way I want. So take risks, because if you win, you'll be happy, and if you lose, you will learn from it. You may not realize it now, but you don't have forever. So you have to do everything and anything today. You have to be impatient with life. So take your chance now.
So, we all have a date that's significant in our lives, whether it be your birthday, a wedding, or your first day of high school. Well, mine is March 13th, 2012. That's the day my friend, Pete Frades, was diagnosed with ALS. I've known Pete since I was 9 years old and before he became known for the Iceberg Challenge. Within the first 48 hours, I was one of the first people to do it, and I never realized how much of an impact it would have on so many people. Pete has the best support system from his family back to the baseball field, and I consider him part of my family. So I wear this wristband every day, put it on freshman year, and I've never taken it off because this is my good luck time. It shows me that I can do anything I want because Pete has achieved so many goals that it's just something I can do if I want to, if I fight for it.
So Mark.
I'm just sorry. All you. Mark.
What's the number?
So, going into freshman year, baseball season rolled around, just getting our jerseys, I decided that I would wear his number 3 when I was out there on the field because knowing with that number on my back, he would always be out there with me, and that even if I had a bad game, I could always come back the next day and try my best and work hard to try to achieve my goals. Because the day Pete was diagnosed, everything changed. He went from being a D1 college athlete at Boston College to being an advocate. He's fighting for the people that no longer can. So my message to you is that we all have something or someone in our life that is important, whether it be a teacher, a friend, or a coach. And that, as we've learned this year, every day is precious. We don't know what tomorrow holds, so that we just need to live in the moment.
I don't think being selfish is always a bad thing. I think that the best time to be selfish is when you're being selfish with the time you have with the people you love. And if you're lucky, you'll love a lot of people. Some of the people I love the most are my grandparents. My grandfather, my nonno, was from Italy. He was hardworking and he was the most amazing man I know. He also told the worst jokes, which is definitely where I get all of mine from. But one thing about my nonno was that he had cancer. My nonno had cancer, but he was living with it. He was okay, he only ate a little bit less. And then one day, my dad called my brothers and I down, and he told us that my nonno had gotten worse. That my nonno had 6 months to live. Obviously, this changed everything. I wanted to spend every single second I could with my nonno, because I thought it would happen for so much longer than I actually did. But 6 months turned into 24 hours. The next day, I kissed my nonno on the head, and I told him I loved him, and I said goodbye. And I swore to myself that if I ever loved somebody as much as I loved my grandfather, I would never let a day pass by where I didn't tell them how much they meant to me. But I was young. I still am young, and I was wrong. Because a few months later, when I lost my other grandfather, my papa, I was devastated. He was hardworking and he was amazing. He was so sweet and he would do anything for his family. But I was lucky because I knew them as long as I did, and I loved them as long as I did. And if you ever love somebody as much as I love my grandparents, then you have to be selfish. See, the thing about life, the thing that makes it so precious, is that it doesn't last forever. That the people you have in your life right now, the people you have in your life today, you might not have them 10 years from now, and you might not have them 10 months from now. So maybe you're like me, and you're a senior graduating high school, and all your friends are going to different colleges, and you won't be with your family all the time, and your best friend will be miles away from you. Or maybe you lost somebody you loved too soon, and you didn't get a chance to tell them how much you love them, and you didn't get a chance to tell them how much they meant to you. So this is your chance. This is your chance to tell them. This is your chance to laugh and to cry if you need to. This is your chance to tell them how much you love them and have them be there to say it back. So like I said, if you're lucky, you'll have a lot of time with a lot of people that you love. And if you're smart, you'll be selfish with that time.
A few months ago, my parents got me a college counselor, and he started to help me with my college application. In our first meeting, he asked me what should we do after school, and I told him I spend a lot of time taking photographs, sketching, and play video games. Then he suggested me if you don't get a great share making those things, you probably want to spend less time on it because you have a lot of tests coming, and those things probably not gonna benefit you for your college application. When I first heard about this, my mind is telling me, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's what I've been doing for most of my life, and I feel I really love those things. But later on, when I think this word again, and I feel like probably they should waste some of my time. And I should really drop them for a while and focus on my college things. But one day, when I'm talking to my best friend, and he asked me, oh, did you take any photographs or sketching recently? Can you show them to me? And I said, oh, I dropped them for a while. And he's kind of confused and he says, why are you dropping them? So I told him what happened and what my decision is. He silent for a while, and he said, if I were you, I would never want to do that, because those things make you so different and who you are right now. I know you since you are a child, and I know that's what you've been doing for most of your life, and I know you really love them. So they probably not gonna benefit you for your qualification, but in your later on, they will benefit you more than that. And so just don't care about what the others says and listen to yourself, show them what you want to be. It made me think that the world always has a time scale that determines we are successful or not. So in China, most of the teachers only care about grades. If you get a decent grade, the college will accept you. If you don't get a decent grade, the college will just refuse you. So everybody just kind of working hard and try to get a real good solid grade, so the college will accept you. But we just kind of forget to focus on what we really want to do. When I was in secondary high school, I have a good friend. She is really working hard and really smart. She got the best score in every single class, and obviously, she will go to the best college in China in the future. But once I asked her, like, what you want to do in the future, since you got such good grades and will go to the best college of the country, she told me like, oh, I don't know right now. And I says, what you mean by you don't know right now? Just when I was a little child, I want to be an actor. But later on, when I go to school, all my classmates, all my teacher, all my tells me like, oh, you should really get a decent grades so you can get a better school and probably get a better job in the future. Nobody really asks me what you want to do in the future. You are like the first one to ask me that. So I feel really sad for her that she cares about what other people says too much and forget to follow her dream and listen to herself. So being through all this, I feel I'm so lucky that I got all the support from my friends, my family, my host family, and my friends I met here, all in China, and all the teachers. Today, no matter what happened, or even the whole world is telling me, oh, what I'm doing was wrong, I can still keep up what I'm doing. I hope you all can keep up and enjoy what I'm doing right now and listen to a song that deep in your mind. When I graduated from secondary high school, my history teacher wrote each of us a note, and in my note he wrote me, I know you are a good person and I know you want to achieve something great in the future. But if you can't change the world, don't let the world change you. So today I want to leave a message to all of you that you are all unique and valuable, and I know you're gonna achieve something great in the future. But before that, don't let the world change you and listen to yourself. Thank you.
Sports has always been a major part of my life. I played hockey and soccer for as long as I can remember, and it shaped me to be the person I am today. I learned one of the most valuable lessons this past hockey season. It was the first game of the year we were playing that. The game was going good until the third period. That's when it happened. I hurt my shoulder, and next thing I knew I was on my way to the hospital. The whole ride there I was telling myself that it wasn't bad and I'd be fine. When I finally saw a doctor, I was told I snapped my collarbone and I needed surgery. This was the worst possible news I could have received. Having this happen to me opened a whole new perspective for me. At this school, I played with some of the most talented sports teams that you can imagine. And year after year, I'd watched the seniors play their last games. I never thought it'd be me until this injury. Not being able to do all the little things I always loved really made me ask myself, did I take advantage of everything I've had here, or did I take it for granted? The answer to that is I took it for granted. This is my biggest regret in high school. Freshman year, all I wanted was to be a senior. Now that I'm a senior and graduating, all I want to be is a freshman and do it all over again. Everything happens. Everything happens so quickly here, and everything comes to an end. Us seniors are now graduating, moving on to a new chapter in our lives. So now I want you to ask yourself, did you take advantage of all your time here? Most of you would answer no, and continue to do nothing about it just as I did. But please, do whatever you can do to take advantage of your time here and make it the most you can, because life moves on and no one's going to wait for you.
High school. According to our parents and people who have gone through it before us, it's one of the best and easiest times of our life. The only thing that stinks about it is that it's full of short years. Now most of you freshmen and sophomores, maybe even juniors, are saying how you have so much time after this. Believe me when I say, Those years turn to months, and those months turn to days. Before you know it, you could be up here in my shoes, telling the future freshmen to enjoy their time before it's too late. To me, high school is made up of three things. I have my classwork, my sports, and my friends. As much as I hated going to class, it's important. Let's do well on your tests and your quizzes, and enjoy your work, because when you're a senior, and you're applying to all the schools that you want to get into, and you get waitlisted as a third, you're going to only have yourself to blame. So do yourself a favor and put in the work now, because it's only going to make the future that much easier. Next is sports. Sports has been a big part of my high school career. I was lucky enough that during my time here, I was able to win 2 self-sectional championships in soccer. Those are memories that I'll never forget. Even though I never won a state championship that I wanted to, even though I never won a state championship that I wanted to, I still don't regret a thing, because unlike my classwork, I really did give it everything I got. Next thing is my friends. If you asked me last year how many best friends I had in my grade, I would have told you about 4 kids. This year, I can honestly tell you that I have 11 kids in my grade that I truly do consider my brothers. Do you rub table? So yeah, but the thing is, next year we're all going our separate ways. We won't have the time that we have now. We won't be able to spend every day with each other or hang out whenever we want on the weekends. So I'm telling you to enjoy the time you have with your friends now. Take advantage of it. So here's what I'll leave you with. If you want to say something, go ahead and say it. If you want to do something, do it. Because when you look back, you're only going to regret the things that you didn't do. Take it from a kid that's done a lot of stupid stuff in his time here. But I honestly don't regret one of those things. Because all the stupid stuff I did are just good memories that I have with my friends. At least most of them are. Some of them I'm still waiting for it to be fun. But don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you to go out there and do stupid stuff. But I'm telling you, if you have done something stupid in the past, get over it. Because it's not going to matter in a couple of years. So at the end of your high school career, I hope that you and my friend, Scotty P, go. Alright, there's supposed to be a picture of Scotty P from Meet the Millers up there, but she took it off. So I hope that you and my friend Scotty P have something in common at the end of your high school career, and that's no regrets. Roll those forever. We out here.
I still remember clearly the day I received the best advice I ever got. I was in the middle of a horseback riding lesson, and I was working on the same things I had been working on for months. I can remember feeling frustrated because I felt like I would never achieve my goals. My cousin Alyssa, who's also my instructor, could tell that I was frustrated, and she stopped the lesson. She told me, "You're never going to solve any of your problems until you're moving forward. Forward fixes everything." If you think about it, it makes sense. You're never going to make it over a jump if you're standing still in front of it or if you're backing away from it. You have to be moving forward towards it. I thought about it for a little while, and I realized that I could apply this advice to other areas of my life as well. I'm sure many of you have heard that high school would be the best 4 years of your life. Unfortunately for me, it wasn't. I didn't do any school sports, so I never had the comfort of a built-in group of friends. And although I took all honors and AP classes, by no means would I consider myself the smartest person in our grade. I can't tell you how many nights I spent at home crying because all of the people I thought were my friends went out without me, or because even though I studied for hours on a test, I still didn't get the grade I wanted. However, I realized that I needed to move on from these things. I had an incredible support group in the teachers that were always willing to go the extra mile and who went out of their way to help me. And without horseback riding or all the time I spent at the barn, I never would have realized my passion for animals, and I definitely wouldn't have known that I wanted to be a vet. For me, moving forward means a lot of things. It means learning to let things go, and it means accepting and acknowledging pain. Most importantly, it means having the strength to overcome obstacles. High school was one of these obstacles. I view it as a stepping stone to bigger and better things. One of those things being college. I'm starting college in the fall, and I know that because it is a new environment, it will present new challenges. Alyssa also said to me, the fact that you're having new problems means that you're progressing. And I know that no matter what challenges I'm faced with, I will be able to tackle them by remembering that forward fixes everything.
Throughout my 5 years of high school, don't worry, I didn't mess up. Actually, 5 years. I'm going at my own pace. Many lessons been learned. The most important lesson I've learned in my life is that resilience is key. Resilience means the ability to bounce back when an obstacle is faced. So let me tell you a little story about freshman year at Savannah Brothers High School. Everything's going well, cruising through the school year until it gets to baseball season. For any of you that know me, you know that sports is my whole life. And it was about the third game of the season, and I got home on a bike ride. I fall off my bike, and I break my arm in 2 different spots. This kept me out for a total of about I would say about a year. And it steamrolled over and it was a snowball effect. My grades started to slip, started making the wrong choices. And at the end of my sophomore year, I was asked not to come back to the school. And you think it's tough having one person give up on you? Try having a whole school give up on you. So, going in about 2 weeks before the school year started, I found out I was going to Archbishop Williams High School. Didn't know what to make of it at first, didn't really know anyone, but I went through and I decided to battle through it. I was working, school's going all right, besides Mr. Fuller's geometry class. That's a story for a different day. But I battled through it, and I got to baseball season, everything was smooth sailing. Goes into junior year, everything's still going well. Made a huge run for the state tournament for basketball. Then it came to the summer going into my senior year. I was in a baseball tournament in Virginia. Trying to pitch, everything's going well, and I start feeling like a clicking and a pulling feeling in my hip. Eventually, after a few months where I could barely even walk up the stairs at school, I had the courage to go see a doctor. And the doctor told me I had a labral hip tear in my left hip, and I would require surgery and be out 4 to 6 months. I literally felt my senior year crash onto a floor and break into a million pieces. So then I decided I have to be resilient again, and I had to work my butt off because I missed basketball, and every morning in the car at the school, one of my best friends, Shane, that's all we talk about is basketball season, basketball season. We're gonna make a state tournament run. Now that that couldn't happen, now I have to do it for baseball. And don't think the support system goes unforgotten. From Joe coming over, taking me out of the house for the first time to the movies, Hannah coming over the first day after my surgery for the support, Marcus, don't think you go unforgotten carrying my bag everywhere for 3 months. I couldn't do it alone, and if there's one thing you have to learn in high school, it's that you have to be resilient.
It's crazy to think that in 3 days, I'll be walking across this stage for graduation. It feels like just yesterday, I was walking into the gym for my first rally with everyone chanting freshman at us, and now I'm here giving my last lecture. These 4 years have gone by so fast, and they've been the most amazing, most memorable years of my life, and I'm so lucky I got to spend it with all of you. Matt Damon once said that all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage, just literally 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery, and I promise you something good will come of it. I'm standing here now telling you that this quote is nothing but true. Since I was a freshman, I wanted to go on the Europe or the Spain trip, but I never imagined it would actually happen. If you know me, you know I'm horrified of planes, and Spanish is definitely not my strongest subject. But one day, at the beginning of junior year, I was sitting in class listening to the afternoon announcements when I heard that there were a few spots left for the Spain trip. After school that day, I ran up to Mrs. Adams' room and told her that I wanted to go, and 8 months later, I was on that plane to Madrid. I can easily say that those are the best 9 days of my entire life, and I've made friends that I'll know I'll have for the rest of my life there. This year, I got my first Saturday detention for getting my phone taken away in class. Thank you for that, CJ. Saturday detention, the weird thing about it was that I kind of enjoyed it. I'm not saying that it was fun and you should go out and get a bunch of Saturday detentions, but it made me realize all the little things that I'm going to miss. I'm never going to be in that same room with that same group of kids anymore. I'm going to be listening to Christian reggae music from 7 to 9 in the morning.
If I've learned anything here at AWHS over the past 4 years, it would be to not take life too seriously and to live a little and laugh a whole lot.
When given this assignment, it didn't take me too long to know what I wanted to discuss. I wanted to leave a message to the faculty and students about how great this place truly is. And just take a step outside of your comfort zone and just do things you usually wouldn't do and join the community. I went to a small middle school in Braintree with only 20 kids in my grade, and I knew transitioning to a larger school like AWHS could be a tough fit at first. On my first day of school, when I got my schedule, I went down to gym. They told me to go to gym class, so I went down to the locker room and I met a bunch of different girls from a bunch of different backgrounds, and they were all so sweet and nice that this was my first instinct that AWHS was the best fit for me. Something I wanted to focus on was the community here. I've been in track for the past 4 years here at AWHS, and just something I'd really like to do. This past spring, one of the workouts was to run up a hill over by Mary Lou's in Quincy, and we had to run up it 10 times. On the eighth run, I was really tired because I'm not that good of a runner, and a woman came out of her house and pulled me to the side. Once I got to the top, she asked me what my name was and just what my plans were for next year, and I told her about what I was doing. And she told me that she was an alum herself and that her 4 sons went to AWHS too. This really showed me that the alumni really do care about what we're doing and just want to see us be successful in life. Something I also wanted to focus on here were the connections made. This goes way beyond relationships between students and faculty. This could also be between parents, sisters, brothers, uncles, and aunts. It doesn't matter. Some of you don't like coming to AWHS. You hate coming to AWHS, actually. You hate that you have to wear a uniform every day and get up at 6:30, and you have to wear belts, and you have a bottom locker instead of a top, and you just really don't like coming to AWHS. But I know that there is a person here who has affected you and changed you for the better. That person could be a mentor or a friend, and that person has always been there and always will be there for you once you graduate. In my 4 years of AWHS, 2016 has definitely been one of the hardest. From this, I have learned that this community can go through anything and still be there for each other. Students can lean on faculty, freshmen can lean on seniors, it truly doesn't matter here. So I always want to leave you with a message just to be there for your peers. Go to a game, join a sport, do something you normally wouldn't do, and just really work hard. Say hello and send a smile. I know there's that person in your class that you probably talked to maybe 3 words to in your 3 years or 4 years here at AWHS, but you could come out with that person being your best friend. I don't want you wasting, you only get 4 years here, so I don't want you wasting time and missing out on great opportunities with great people just because you're too scared to try.
Never realized how bad you have to go back until you actually get up here. So, 4 years is a little amount of time that I was allowed to spend here. These 4 years, we were told, were to be the best years of our lives. And in my opinion, this was to be true. But I know for a fact that it wouldn't have been the best 4 years of my life if it wasn't for the people I had behind me and the support system I had around me. So on that note, I want to say thank you to my parents. Thank you for paving the way for me and never giving up on me. I also want to say thank you to Sean and Taryn, my younger brother and my younger sister. You guys taught me how to be a better older brother, and with that, be a better leader. I know I wasn't always the smartest older brother, but if you can learn anything from me, you can learn from my mistakes, which should give you plenty to learn from. I also want to say thank you to everyone else here, in particular my friends and their families. We've been together through the highest of highs and the lowest of the lows. Whether it was the girls' ball team going to the garden 4 years in a row, what up, Katrina, or just supporting each other at various sporting events or plays. Didn't matter, we were always here together. The most vivid memories really come to me through this auditorium. We all sat together during some of the toughest times our school has ever endured, just to be together and be with each other, providing support and care.
This is when it became most apparent that this school and community is more than just that, it's a family. We've all been through hell and back, but we've done it together.
You can do it!
So coming into AWHS, I had my original friends. I had my day one since kindergarten. I had my hometown friends from Quincy. And I also had the kid that lived a few streets over from me that I eventually go to school with every day and became inseparables with. Coming into AWHS, I tried so many new different activities and different classes. Through these classes, I met so many new and different people. One of my best friends now is from Lakeville. Freshman year, I didn't even know that place existed until he told me the day we became linemates in the freshman hockey team. The friends you become friends with here are with you for the four most awkward and changing years of your lives. We've embarrassed ourselves in front of each other countless times, and I've fallen down the hill, but I've always stood back up. My whole school has, really. Unfortunately, I feel that I've waited until this time to look back and see how far that I've come. But that's when you appreciate it the most. That's when you appreciate all the hard work and the effort that you put in to get to where you are. It's also when you appreciate some of the things that you never thought you'd be without. My time here is coming to an end, and this crazy ride comes to an end for all of us seniors in a few days. But I know that we're all going to move on and achieve greater things in our own lives. With that, we'll leave you with a quote from one of my high school role models. If you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you can miss it.
I want you to picture this. A young man walking in the woods. Just like everyone else, he walks on the same path. As he goes on, he stumbles over rocks and branches laying in his way. As he gets further, the ground gets harder and harder to travel. In the distance, he begins to see a crossroad. As he approaches this crossroad, there are multiple paths that he can take at any given time. There happens to be two pathways that stand out the most to him. The first of these is grassy, and you can already see others on it. The other one is dark, overgrown, and begins to lead uphill. The young man must ask himself at this moment, does he want life to be easy, or does he want to challenge himself? You see, this young man can be any one of us, with the rocks and branches being all the obstacles that we face in life. And all the pathways being the decisions that we have to make. In my life, I've stumbled over many rocks and branches and had to make many decisions. Hockey and the military. Most of you, if not all of you, know me as a hockey player. All my life, hockey's all I knew. I would eat, sleep, and breathe hockey when I was younger. I remember those early morning skates, going to the rink with my dad, coming out of the rink, seeing him waiting at the Gatorade. It felt like just yesterday. As I got older, talent got better. Freshman year came, and so did tryouts. I remember walking out of this locker room, seeing my dad's face after I made the team. It was a feeling I'll never forget, and has stayed with me my entire high school hockey career. And since then, he's been my biggest supporter and has never missed a game since. However, just like that, it was senior year. Time to start making decisions. I could keep going until someone told me to stop, or I could hang up the skates because I wanted to join the military. Most people tend to ask me, why? Why would I join the military after such a great high school education? What would make me want to do it in the first place? I tend to tell them things they want to hear rather than my intended thoughts. But truthfully, the men and women who serve our country are the most courageous people I know and have the highest of my respect. I want an experience so different that it opens my eyes to something more than just hockey.
So here I am, I'm standing at my crossroad. I just stopped to tell you about it.
If I were to ask you what your dream is right now, you'd probably give me a job or a profession you'd like to hold in the future. Straight and all. But I think your dream, the thing you're striving for most in life, should encompass so much more. I'll tell you a quick story. My friend C.J. Branson invites me down to his Cape House last summer, so I go down. He asked me to go to this barbecue down the street, one of his neighbor's house. I say sure. Down to the barbecue. Down in this Cape House is kind of like a family, like a neighborhood family, you know what I mean? Like everyone knows each other. It's a great time, you know, they all refer to each other in first names. It's a little family. I meet this guy, walks up, says, my name's Barry. I'm like, nice to meet you, Barry. He says, how are you? I'm like, I'm great. He said, what have you done this summer? I'm like, well, I actually traveled down to North Carolina, Virginia, checked out some schools. He said, oh, that's great. How was it down there? It's all right, pretty good. I go, have you never been? You ever been down there? He goes, oh, I don't know if CJ told you, but I've never left the Cape before. No, I know, that's what I said. I'm thinking, I never left the Cape before. You know why? So me and Andrew goes, got everything I need here. Food, water, shelter, it's got it all. When you think about it, it doesn't have to leave. But in that moment, I'm thinking, I'm better than this guy. Got my life planned out. I'm gonna travel, go to college, be successful, making bank. And this dude's gonna be stuck in the Cape his whole life. He loses. Later on, I'm walking around, I see him at a table with his family. He's sitting there, and he gives his son a little ruffle on the hair. And I said, I go, and I quit. He never left. Because he didn't have a dream. He didn't have a dream like me and you have a dream. You know, I'm a lawyer. Yeah, okay. So he had a value so strong that it took over any dream someone could have. His value, number one value, was family. Number one value is family. No matter what, he would always be with his family. That's why he never left. His family was there. That little neighborhood, his son, ruffled the hair, he was there. Never left. All right? In that moment, I realized what my number one value was. Just laughter, just a little bit of happiness. Love making other people laugh, bringing happiness to other people's lives. I think it's a very special thing. If I had a dream job, it'd be to be a stand-up comedian. Go Carter, not that funny. Thank you. It's tough. But it's what I love to do. Like, I love being up here and doing my thing. I wish I had a store right there with the water so I could, you know, do comic stuff. But I can't. That's what I love to do, you know. Also, a little quick side piece I'd like to give you. Just support people if they tell you your dream. That's it, please. A couple weeks ago, I go, hey, Mom, I'm giving my speech. I'm going to talk about my dream. She goes, Carter, that's great. What is your dream? I go, well, Mom, I want to be a stand-up comic. She goes, I get it. With your grades are a joke. I'll go back and do your homework. Luckily, my dad steps in big time and goes, whoa, back up now. Let me finish, dude, let me finish. I go, Mom, that's what I love to do. My dad goes, what do you love to do? Your mom. My dad looks me in my eye. I'll never forget this. Looks me in my eye and goes, Carter? My dad talks like Obama if you didn't know him. Talks like Obama, he goes, that's what you love to do. You gotta fly. You gotta fly. Spread them and fly. So here I am, before you, flying. Like a peacock. Like I said, it's not just a job.
you know what I mean? So here's my dream. Make a shoebox diorama of my dream. This is what it is. Take it, slap it up on the wall, poster. This is what it is. It's me, a year out of college, at a library, right? Miss Sands, library. We're at the library. I'm writing stuff down. A pretty girl walks up to me. No, walks in front of me. She goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm writing a comedy special." She goes, "I like comedy, but you, who are you? Do I know you? I know you're a comic." I go, "My name's Carter Solis." I know him. She goes, "I love Carter Solis. That's you?" I go, "Yeah, that is me." Long story short, we get married, move to the Cape, and never leave. I'm Carter Solis.
So what is high school? It's 4 years, the best 4 years of your life, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it before. But really, what's it all about? Is it about being the smartest? Is it about being the coolest? Nah. It's about how you develop as a person throughout 4 years. When you walk in here, you walk in as a shy girl, don't know anyone, really scared, nervous. 4 years later, you walk out as a strong, independent young woman. I walked into school. Nah, I'm not a young woman. I walked into school very scared, very shy, very nervous. I couldn't make eye contact with people. I couldn't hold a conversation for longer than 10 seconds. As time went on through these 4 years, I've had success and I've had failure. And through both those things, I've learned, I've matured. At the end of this year, as I'm standing up in front of everyone, I have a lot of self-esteem and a lot of self-confidence. Enough self-confidence this year that I was able to ask a girl to prom with a box of mac and cheese, somehow. Now I know what you're thinking, Nick. Why isn't a picture of a roller coaster? Well, I'll answer that. See, I like to make comparisons of things. When I think of my high school experience, I like to think of an experience on a roller coaster. See, when you're waiting in line for a roller coaster, you're scared, you're nervous, you don't know what to expect. When you're waiting at high school, you're scared, you're nervous, you don't know what to expect. And when you get on a roller coaster, you have a decision to make. You'll be one of two types of people. You'll be the first person. The first person, as soon as they sit down, they close their eyes, they don't enjoy the ride, they want to be over like that, as soon as possible. Or, you'll be the second person. That person keeps their eyes open the whole time. They throw their hands in the air like they just don't care, and they just enjoy it because they look to the left and the right of them, and they realize that they're on this ride with people that enjoy this ride just as much as them. Time is crucial here. I'm not standing up here to tell you that you have a lot of time, and I'm not standing up here to tell you that you have a little bit of time, but you have time because you're here right now, and you should be grateful because today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. It's true. As many of you, or most of you know, that I recently just lost my father to a horrific incident. He used his time here, every second of his life, to work hard, to make time for his family, and to become a great man. I can only hope to use my time here to be half the man that he was. On that same note of losing my father, I was at my lowest of lows. I was depressed, I was saddened, I felt alone. But in reality, I wasn't. Because that day and ever since then, groups of people came up to me, but not just any groups of people. Classmates, teachers, coaches, people from this establishment. And it's taught me a crucial message about what AWHS is all about. We're not just a school, we're not just a building, we're a family here. The moment you walk through those doors for your first day of school, whether it's your first day of freshman year, or as a transfer, no matter what, you become part of this family. 3 days from now, I'm gonna graduate, but I'll still consider myself a part of this family. 20 years from now, when I have a family of my own, I'll still consider myself a part of this family. 70 years from now, when I smell like an old turkey sandwich, sipping on some iced tea, I'll still consider myself a part of this family. I realize that we're all on this big crazy ride together as a family. We're gonna laugh together, we're gonna cry together, but no matter what, we're gonna be together. I'd like to just really at this point say thank you. Thank you to my aunts and uncles, my cousins for being so supportive in this difficult month of my life. I'd like to say thank you to my Jiddu and my Sidhu who wouldn't mind me stopping in every now and then after school, and I appreciate that. I want to say thank you to my younger brother Jack. He's not here right now because he's still in school. But he's one of the craziest and funniest little kids I know, and he's my favorite little brother. Because I only have one little brother. I want to say thank you to my older brother Bobby. He's taller than me, so obviously I'm going to look up to him. But no matter what, he's always been my role model. I've wanted to mold my life after him because he's been such a positive influence on me. I want to say thank you to my Nana, aka my mom, for being my best friend from the beginning, for being so supportive of me no matter what I've done, and for being my best friend. And lastly, I want to thank my dad. He's not physically here right now, but I know he's still here looking down. He's my best friend. He's the reason I'm here today. He convinced me to come here, and I am forever grateful to him. I want to thank you all as well. All the coaches, the students, my friends, teachers, everyone for coming on this ride with me and helping make this the best 4 years of my life. Thank you. That was the last speech, but not the end of the last lecture. I'd like to call all the members of the presentational speaking class to come on stage if you could.
Alright, I know this is a public speaking class, but I really need this paper. We all hope you enjoyed our presentations. To conclude our last lecture, we would like to thank one special person for going above and beyond for each and every one of us this year. This person has helped us all in ways that cannot be thanked. Whether it was helping us apply to college, helping us make a decision, or just simply being there when we needed a friend. She would also give us her last $5 if we needed it. Her bubbly, smart, loving, and caring personality has impacted our lives forever. Her love, support, and patience is never unnoticed. We would also like to reminisce on all the memories we have created with this person, whether they're individual memories or class memories, such as breaking the glass door, the bus, or class every day. The person that means so much to us that we would like to recognize is Miss Mariana. We would be nowhere without you today, and we thank you for everything you've done for us, and for your unforgettable perseverance, and for pushing us to be better students and people every day. We love you.
Can you give them a round of applause, please? It has been my pleasure to be your teacher this year. You've been role models, and you've been leaders, and you've laughed, and you've made me cry, which is not hard to do. I cannot imagine the school without any of you, and I will truly miss you next year when you're gone. So I love you, and I'm proud of you, and you did a great job. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you coming today. I think they did a great job. At this point, I would love if all of the invited guests, alumni, everybody here, if you could go out to the front of the building so we can take a picture, that would be great. And that's it. Thank you so much, guys.